Whatever NFL wide receivers put on their hands, like major league pitchers with pine tar, to make the ball really stick to their hands. Whatever NFL wide receivers put on their hands to make the ball stick, we put the opposite on our wide receivers' hands. The Philadelphia Eagles wide receivers have WD-40 on their hands. They got soap and water. They got something. I've never seen a more slippery football in my life. Before I get into this video, if you're not a part of the Run It Back Army, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, show me some love, join the Run It Back Army. All we do is talk Philly sports, you know what I mean? You like talking Philly sports? Subscribe. Let's do this. Let's get into the video. 7 drop passes, 3 fumbles, a costly block in the back at the end, drop balls in the end zone, perfect passes, man. Perfect passes that just hit NFL players on the hands. NFL players. And they dropped the ball. It's unbelievable. Let me start with Nelson Agholor, okay? And hopefully this series of videos for the next 13 games is the last time I say the name Nelson Agholor. I really, really hope it is. Because I threw my hat across a restaurant when Nelson Agholor dropped the wide open ball in 2016. It's 3 years later, and we're still yelling about this guy dropping passes. How are we still dealing with this guy? How? Nelson Agholor's got to go. And I know there's people that defend him because once in a blue moon he'll make an amazing play. But the cons outweigh the pros by a landslide. You ever date a girl? And no statement ever turns out good when it starts with, did you ever date a girl? Did you ever date a girl who was the best girlfriend in the world one day, and then the next day she was the absolute devil? Slash your tires, break your windows, smash things, throw punches at you, all kinds of stuff like that. And then once every couple weeks, you'd have a really good day, and you'd feel like the relationship's good. You ever date a girl like that? You know what you do? You leave that relationship, right? You get out as fast as you can. Because the once in a while good thing is not worth the rest of the headaches. It's just not. That's Nelson Agholor. The once in a blue moon good play is not worth the headaches. And it's really mind-blowing that we can't get receivers who can catch the ball. I can go down the street to a high school and find a kid who can run down the sideline and catch a football. Every single night in college football, there's wide receivers making amazing catches. There's wide receivers making amazing catches every single night. Tonight, what's today? Today's Monday. There's going to be a college game on tonight. It's going to be like South Central Florida Community College versus somebody else. And somebody's going to run down the sideline and catch a football. And here we are in the NFL. And we can't get receivers who can catch. I don't want this video to be too long because I could go on forever, but I also feel like it's an epidemic. I feel like when it happens to one player, then the plague spreads to all of our guys, and all of a sudden we got Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert dropping passes. You know, Jordan Howard dropping a pass. Arcega-Whiteside dropping balls. Mac Hollins dropping balls. And it all starts with the initial sickness. And that is Nelson Agholor. I'm sorry. Look at some wide receiver cores from other teams. Look at the Rams wide receivers. I'm so jealous of so many other teams. You got Brandon Cooks, Roderick Woods, and Cooper Kupp under the middle, and all 3 of these guys are out there making amazing catches. And we don't have a single player who can catch the ball. good Lord. Nelson had 3 drops. A fumble that, like, he caught the ball, turned, and just dropped it. It slipped out. It looks like the ball is covered in WD-40 oil. It's unbelievable how slippery the ball is in this guy's hands. He just dropped it for no reason. Next topic, Miles Sanders. Okay, I know I made a video saying that he's better than Jordan Howard, and I still stand by that skill set wise. He's better than Jordan Howard. He's faster. He has more agility. He has big play potential, the whole 9. But he's a rookie, okay? And he had 2 fumbles yesterday. And one of them, he was running through 2 defenders and tried to switch the ball from his left hand to his right hand. And I learned in midget football, when you're trying to split defenders, you tuck that thing like this. Carry it like you're trying to rescue a baby out of a wildfire. Don't try to switch hands in the middle. Okay, he's a rookie. Rookie mistake. This is why we should be mixing it up. It should be Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders. Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders. Not like Miles Sanders for 15 plays and then Jordan Howard for 15 plays. Like, it's totally split. I don't understand the running back rotation. I still don't understand it. I'm not going to understand it. I'm just going to have to move on from that. Oh, what else do I want to talk about, man? Okay. Offensive pass interference. The NFL officiating has been atrocious every year, and it just keeps getting worse. I mean, Matt Collins is running down the field, and Darren Sproles too. Both of these guys got called for offensive pass interference. I think one of them was valid, but the Sproles one, the defender has both of his arms around him, and he creates separation with his hand. Now that's defensive pass interference too. And guess what? If it's defensive pass interference and offensive pass interference, if both guys are pushing each other, it's a no call. You don't call it offensive pass interference, especially that big of in that part of the game. You just can't call that. The more they add rules to the NFL, and the more they change rules, the more confused the officials get. NFL officials don't even know the rules anymore. They really don't. I saw a play yesterday where the officials it was a helmet-to-helmet hit, and they threw a flag, and they came out and they said hit on a defenseless receiver. That's not even a rule anymore. They seriously stated last year or the year before that that's not a rule anymore. If it's helmet-to-helmet, it's a penalty. Defenseless receiver is no longer a rule. And this official actually said those words. They don't even know what rules are and what rules aren't anymore. The NFL's too confusing. Replay has ruined everything. The Miles Sanders face mask on the kick return that everybody in the stadium and everybody watching the game around the world saw happen in real time. The NFL officials did not throw a flag. I can't wrap my mind around it. I didn't know what to do. I was standing in my living room screaming. I wanted to punch things. I wanted to drive to the NFL headquarters and burn the building down. How are the only guys that are supposed to be actually watching the play didn't see that? How did you miss that? There's absolutely no explanation for it. I think last year the NFL would come out like after a game and say, we admit this call was missed, this call was missed, this call was missed. Well, are they going to say that? Are they going to admit that one? Because that's really bad. And here's another thing. If players are getting fined for making mistakes and putting other players in danger, diving head first, maybe missing a tackle but hitting helmet to helmet, they're getting fined for it. How are officials not getting fined for missing calls like that, which puts players in danger? This guy almost got his head ripped off his neck, and they didn't even throw a flag. And you would think they would review the play and say, hey, we missed the penalty, fine, no penalty, but that guy's out of the game. You can't play football if you're running around ripping guys' helmets off like that. But they just brushed it off. They just let it go like it didn't even happen. I didn't want to make this video because the Eagles have given me such a headache. It's so frustrating to watch this team consistently stab itself in the face, kick itself in the ass, shoot itself in the foot, whatever you want to say. It's so frustrating because it's not like we're sitting here getting blown out. It's not like we're sitting here getting beat as I punch my microphone. It's not like teams are beating us down. We should be 3-0. We have now beat ourselves 2 weeks in a row with fumbles, drop passes, penalties. Do they have practice? Are they enforcing anything in practices? What are the coaches telling these players? I don't understand how there's this much of a lack of discipline on this team. And discipline, like I always say about Brett Brown in the NBA, discipline always comes back to the head coach. I don't care if these are grown men. They still need to be coached. They still need to have things drilled into their heads every day so they don't forget it. When the Sixers lead the league in turnovers, it's nobody's fault but Brett Brown. And when the Eagles lead the league in drop passes, fumbles, whatever else, it's nobody's fault but the coaching staff. Something has to happen. Now let me move on to Wentz haters. Because I feel like I'm going to say this every year. I feel like I'm going to say this every game. There's still this society of Foles believers who want to hate Carson Wentz so bad. They want him to fail so bad so they can say they were right. So they can say we should have kept Foles, who is in a sling right now. Carson Wentz, now 2 games in a row, has done absolutely everything he could possibly do to put this team in a position to win, and players keep dropping the ball. He's now had 2 game-winning drives. He threw the game-winning touchdown twice. Twice yesterday, 1 time last week. He now has 3 game-winning touchdowns that have been dropped. What more can a quarterback do? The offensive line isn't helping him out. Okay, I don't know why somebody in the first week of the season said this is the best offensive line in football. After the second week, some people were still saying it. How in the world is this the best offensive line in football? This offensive line is terrible. Wentz is out there running for his life the whole game, and he's still managing to put the ball on the money when it matters most to win the game, and we don't have any guys who can catch it. How is this the best offensive line in football? What did I say? I just said on Facebook today, if we caught 4 of those 7 drops yesterday, Wentz had 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and we win the game. If Nelson Agholor catches that one last week, Wentz has 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and we win the game. Then, if we have guys who can catch the ball, we're 3-0 right now. Wentz is 2nd in the league in passing yards and 3rd in the league in passing touchdowns, behind Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott, who, by the way, played 3 high school teams in a row. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, I'm not saying Dak Prescott's not good. I'm not saying he doesn't look good. But Cowboys fans, you got to chill out a little bit. You played the worst 3 defenses in the league 3 weeks in a row. All right? You played the Giants, the Redskins, and the Dolphins. You didn't play a good defense yet. So just take it easy, all right? But Dak looks good. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you that the Cowboys look better than the Eagles right now. At least they have guys that can catch the ball. They got Randall Cobb and Amari Cooper. Their second receiver's better than any receiver we have right now. I don't want to talk about injuries. I don't want to talk about injuries. I don't want to say that injuries are killing us. I don't want to say, well, if we didn't have injuries, it's next man up. These are NFL wide receivers. You know? Do you know what it takes to get to the NFL? You watch a kid in high school who's just diving, snagging everything, planting his toes, making amazing catches. You're like, that kid's going to the NFL. So either they were that good and then they forgot how to catch, or somehow they got to the NFL without being able to catch. I don't know. I can't figure it out. It's just so frustrating. We're 3-0. We're 3-0 if we don't beat ourselves 2 weeks in a row. We have no run game. Still, we have no run game. I still have hardly seen a hole open up on the offensive line. Miles Sanders creating something out of nothing every play. Jordan Howard is pounding people. Madden hits truck sticking dudes right up the middle, leveling people because nobody's blocking them, and you have to run through a brick wall to get any yards with this offensive line. We started this game yesterday with Ronald Darby getting burned like 17,000 times again. I mean, it's every team's strategy now. Throw at Ronald Darby. Just throw at Ronald Darby. That's our strategy. Marvin Jones Jr. had 110 yards and 2 touchdowns, and most of it was on Ronald Darby. And I should have played him in fantasy, okay, because he had 36 points on my bench. But that's my problem with fantasy football. I believe in the Eagles, and I want them. I'm like, okay, their secondary is going to step up this week. They probably had a tough practice. They probably know what they got to do. So I'm not going to play Marvin Jones Jr. because he's going to get locked down. I give up now. I'm playing every single wide receiver possible against the Eagles secondary for the rest of fantasy football. Listen, that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. It's frustrating. I'm so sick of watching this team beat itself. We got probably the day off today. We probably got tomorrow and Wednesday to practice, and then we got to play in Green Bay on Thursday. And we are screwed because there's no way in hell we're winning in Green Bay with this team. There's no way in hell we're winning this with this team in Green Bay. There's no way in hell we're getting it together in 2 days to play better than we did yesterday. There's just no way. So we're going to be looking at 1-4. And then we're going to have to take some time to get it together and go on a little bit of a run, 5-6 games in a row, to even be in playoff contention. It's not looking good right now. It is not looking good. I need to do some more Sixers. I need some Sixers news to come out because my blood pressure is just up here, man. I need some Sixers news. I need to talk about something. I can't talk about the Phillies. Now every week the Eagles made me. I mean, I'm going to go to the doctor one day and he's going to say, listen, man, you got to stop watching Philly sports. You got to stop doing this to yourself. You're taking years off your life. And I'm never going to stop. And I'm going to die an angry 57-year-old man who should have lived to 80. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like. Hit the like button. Show me some love. Help out my algorithm. You know what I mean? That's how YouTube works. The more likes, the more... Leave a comment down below. The more comments and likes, the higher my videos go in the search bar. The more you see me and hear me yell my face off about all my frustrations with the Philadelphia Eagles, the Phillies, the Sixers. Hell, I might start watching hockey just to have another something to yell about. So give me a like. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your opinions are. Do we stand a chance against Green Bay at all? Let me know in the comments. You know what I mean? DJ Eastwood, run it back.